Welcome one and all to the Geeky N8 Show with your host Geeky N8. Buckle up, it's going to be fun.
And then the big news.
Big news.
The big news. Gen 9 has been announced.
Yay! Wasn't expected.
I wasn't expecting.
Wasn't expected at all. No.
I mean, I should have, because it's 3 years since Sword and Shield came out. And
has it really been 3 years?
It has been 3 years. And since
3 years, holy moly.
I know. And since X and Y dropped, every new generation has been 3 years after the last one.
Gotcha.
So it is a pattern that they've established, just like the pattern of releasing in November, right by my birthday, and always just after my birthday, so I can't have a Pokemon game on the days I've got booked off. So
it's a conspiracy theory against Geeky N8 specifically.
Well, I know what will happen is if I go, okay, what I'm going to do is book half of the week during my birthday, and the other half, it'll come out early.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The trailer was really cool. There was that mix between the guard at Game Freak going to discover what the hell's going on, and then hopping into the actual video footage. I quite like that. And something that we were just talking about before we started doing this chat, when he's coming to the door in that trailer, you see the Scarlet into the violet light spectrum.
Yep.
And you were mentioning, Dante, that we've had like red and blue contrasting colors, and throughout they've always been some kind of contrast, and these seem like naked eye color things rather similar kind of colors,
right?
But as you mentioned, unless you think about it from a physics wavelength point of view,
right, because then you have your red light slower waves on one end and your faster violet waves on the other end. So I think that they're going with a light theme.
But the interesting part to that is it's also still red and blue.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
It's a pretty cool thing to think about, but it makes me wonder, since it does look like they're thinking light spectrum rather than other items, could there be something related to that in this game?
There could be.
I mean, I've been hoping that we would be getting a new type. Now, the trailer completely makes sure that that is not what's happening.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who haven't paid enough attention to the trailer, we get to see a plaza in the main city, and there's a central ring in that plaza, and it's all of the Pokemon types are shown there. It is just the 18. There is no secret 19th in there. So unless they've purposely filmed that piece and then added it in later to mess with us, you're trying to think of what I'm talking about, aren't you?
Well, no, I'm wondering if maybe it's part of the plot that you add part to the plaza once you progress far enough in the game, so that we discover a new type of Pokemon and then they update the plaza in game.
Possible. Also, in the middle of it is a Pokeball, and the Pokeball has this color spectrum going from Scarlet to Violet. So it could be that if there is a 19th type, it's represented by that Pokeball symbol.
Yep.
But I suspect we're not going to get a 19th type. I do at the least hope, though, that Eevee gets a new evolution, because we need more Eevee evolutions. You can't have this unstable Pokemon and not have all the types.
We have a bunch of types we haven't explored. Not even. Like, Steel type Eevee, for example.
What would be your number one type to get an Eevee evolution of if you were free to pick?
Ghost type Eevee, like 100%. I didn't even have to think about it. That's definitely Ghost type Eevee.
Nice. It's Dragon for me. I would
absolutely fair enough.
Kill for a Dragon type. But the Ghost as well would be just so beautiful.
Yeah. So what are we missing? We're missing Ground, Rock, Ghost, Dragon, Steel,
Fighting, We don't technically
Poison.
don't have a normal type evolution, but we do have Eevee is a normal type. We're missing poison. We're missing poison. We've got fairy.
Yep. And psychic and dark.
We've got dark. We've got grass. We've got fire. We've got lightning, and we've got water.
So I think it's just those 7.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, they could draw that up for a really long time if they wanted.
They really could. Well, they could give us two more evolutions.
Yeah.
Game Freak, if you're watching, could you just give us Dragon and Ghost, and we'll be happy.
Yeah, that'll be it. That's all we need from Gen 9. So I'm hoping that there's a cool gimmick. Like we had Dynamax and Sword and Shield, and we had Mega Evolutions in the past and stuff. I hope we get another good gimmick. Because I wasn't a huge fan of Dynamax, and I'm hoping we can get something a little bit more interesting.
I'm with you there. So I did really like the raids in Sword and Shield. I thought that was a really great multiplayer feature. And then looking at Arceus, I've really liked the Alpha Pokemon. I think there's something there to really explore in future Pokemon games. And so I think what I would like is that instead of us having Dynamax or Gigantamax, is that we get Alpha raid battles where it will be like 4v4 or something similar along those lines. So we're having to team up to battle down a pack of Pokemon, which gives us something more complicated. Or even some kind of boss mode feature that they could introduce that isn't quite the Dynamaxes. Gimmick-wise, so I can't really think what would be a cool gimmick.
So it's light. It might be light themed, right? So what if we're getting the special Pokemon from Snap?
Yeah,
like the luminous Pokemon or whatever.
That could be quite interesting. Because they would make an interesting thing to have to battle. Yeah, luminous Pokemon. That's an idea. What I'm wondering is, we've seen the occasional sort of like quote unquote fusion Pokemon, right, where we can use items to merge. I wonder if there's something there for them to like come up with some new gimmicks with. But again, I don't know, because looking at what we've been showing so far, we've got what is properly an open world Pokemon game. In the press release, they state that moving from town to the wilderness is going to feel seamless.
Yay!
And the Pokemon are just there. They're running around. They're doing their things. We're going to have Pokemon flying through the sky, playing in the bushes, swimming around, and doing stuff. Which means that it's going to be a step above what we've got in Arceus at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think that we're going to get that. And I'm wondering, is it going to still be just flat RPG, or is it going to be action RPG?
I don't know. I personally, I hope it's flat. I don't think Pokemon. I like that it's the last bastion of like sort of that turn-based style of game. I just want them to fix it up and make the battle system a little bit more tight and interesting, like they did with the agile and strong styles, that kind of thing.
I would absolutely love to see agile and strong style come into this game, and them impacting the turn order, because I think that was really cool, that plotting of going, I'm going to choose an agile move because I can see that now I'm going to get a second turn, and then I can hit you with a stronger move and really like just control that situation. Or what I've been doing it for catching Pokemon, I've had to catch Pokemon, I can go, right, I can strong hit you and I will have the opportunity to catch you before you can take me out or cause me problems. Which is quite nice. What I didn't like with Arceus though is things like hypnosis and that don't put them to sleep. They make them drowsy, and it works basically like being paralyzed. So I hope that we don't go away from those things and go away from those iconic core components of the game, but I would like to see some things updated to just give something fresh to the battle system.
I really hope that they give us something in depth like Mega Evolutions. I liked collecting all the items that you use to Mega Evolve Pokemon,
Yeah, the Mega
and like being like, okay, so now I really want this Mega Charizard, so I have to go and find the the X Stone, so I can evolve my Charizard. I thought that was really fun. Especially when they were hidden in sort of out of the way places or
yeah.
interesting places to explore endgame, or made you revisit an old NPC or whatever. So I hope we get something like that,
I mean, I
where I
could.
can actively pursue different forms of Pokemon instead of just being lucky and getting a
Yeah,
Dynamax,
yeah.
whatever, you know.
I mean, I could. I could very happily just have this game have a whole bunch of um, new Mega Evolutions, and
Yeah.
that would be enough for me.
Hmm.
But also, I've talked about this in the past. I would like to see revisiting some of the old Pokemon that never got a third evolution or a baby form, and just
Oh, that'd be
give
great.
those, because we've talked about this before, where I think Kangaskhan and Cubone need that shared baby Pokemon, and people are probably not going to like me saying this, but you would give it a skull as its evolution item, which will force it into the the Marowak line or into the Kangaskhan line. So
Yeah.
you have the baby that's clearly in Kangaskhan's pouch, just roaming around. That will evolve into Cubone normally, and then you give Cubone a skull to go into Marowak, or without it, it'll go into Kangaskhan. That would be
Yeah,
quite
I
fun
like
to
it.
do.
I like that a
Um,
lot.
and they could come up with some like interesting ways to get other forms. Um, yeah, I want to see some stuff like that. I want to see that. I want to see new forms, regional forms as well. I really like the regional forms. I
Me
think
too.
they,
Those are always exciting.
yes, yes, absolutely. I also wouldn't mind seeing, the Pokemon that did have Mega Evolutions. It would be cool if, in say this region, some of them were able to permanently evolve, and it not being quite the Mega form, but homage to the Mega form as like a
Oh,
fourth
gotcha.
evolution.
Gotcha. So if you were gonna do, oh, what's a good example? I don't know, Mega Blastoise. It have this like slightly better evolution that looked like with the extra cannons, but it wouldn't be the whole giant like thing that it was
Yeah,
before. Yeah,
yeah,
I like that. That'd be interesting, especially if you gave it like, so you had to get a special item to do it, or go to a special place to do it. And I like the special place evolutions too.
yes, I do,
Those
because
are
it
always
gives
fun.
you reason for why it only has occurred in this region of the game and why you haven't seen it
Right.
before, because it's something to do with this island or to do with a part of their place.
Yep.
Even with the items, it can be something simply that this item doesn't exist anywhere else.
Right.
Because some of the new Hisuian stuff that we've got, they've got new evolution lines, and it's exactly that. It's you need a specific item that's never existed, or you need to do a very specific thing that was seemingly more easier in that version of the game than would happen elsewhere.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, no, it's like what was it, to get the new Stantler evolution? You have to use a Psy Shield Bash in an
Okay.
agile stance 20 times to evolve. Well, you haven't been able to do agile until this game, right? It's a
Yeah.
forgotten technique
Right.
for Pokemon battles. So, of course, this evolution can no longer be achieved because it's a forgotten technique. And I
Right.
like that. I like the way that they've done that. So it makes you go, oh yeah, okay. So that's why I haven't seen it before.
I
Um,
like that's cool. That's interesting.
yeah. So carrying on with the trailer, so we get to then see the world, we get to see the city that it seems to be focused around a little bit, which their zoomed out part shows what looks like a castle to the right hand side, and what's clearly well, I'm feeling it's probably the Pokemon League. It's like this giant building on the left hand side. And we see a bit of that where during the video where they zoom down from the top and you see a giant purple Pokeball in the architecture. So my gut feeling is that's probably the Pokemon League, but obviously not confirmed because they haven't released that information yet.
Nope.
The Pokemon that we see throughout it, so we've got the Starly, then Hoppips, Petal, Bonsweet, Psyduck, Drifloon, Combi, Meowth, normal Meowth, not a load of Meowth, Stonjourner, which I was kind of surprised to see. It's a Pokemon that I have very little care for, sadly. Pelipper, Clauncher, Swablu, Pikachu. There was a Blissey just chilling in the city. Seviper, Larvitar, Magnemite, a Lucario, which I was kind of surprised to see. I don't know why I was surprised to see it. Lucario appears so often. I guess I was just like,
yeah, they love Lucario.
Yeah.
Lucario's and everything.
There's a Dratini statue, and I'm going, well, to have a statue, either this mansion that it's based at is somebody from another region, or Dratinis are in the game.
Yep.
And then there was Flabebe was also shown in the trailer. Now, in the press pack that they've dropped out, there is also Hisuian Zoroark in battle against Lucario. So
that's interesting.
Left me wondering, are Hisuian Zoras, did they basically migrate to this region and that's where they've been living since? Because there's no Zoras or Zoroarks in Diamond and Pearl.
Right.
So they must have migrated at some point and then had their split evolutionary path. So that's going to be something interesting to find out. And that's all the Pokemon that we've seen, which means that there was no new Pokemon shown in that part of the trailer until we get to the reveal of the 3 starter Pokemon.
Yes.
I think
I'm
these
so
might
excited.
be my favorite starters since, well, ever.
Ever? Oh wow.
Well, not ever. Okay, obviously the original starters are always going to be the holding in the heart, but like Sun and Moon, I did like Sun and Moon starters, but they hold nothing on how these guys look.
True.
And I don't know. Like, I'm looking at this, and for the first time in years, I don't know which starter I actually want to take when I start this game.
So I've been a true blue water starter player forever. And it's only recently where the water Pokemon have not been interesting, where I've been, I won't pick water this time. I'll pick grass instead. I don't think I've ever started a game with a fire starter. Not once. Yeah. Fire's my least favorite type. But this duck, I am so excited for this duck. It's so cute.
It's so cute.
I'm gonna name him. I'm gonna name him Llewellyn, and I'll call him Louis for short. It'll be great.
So there are already memes of these starters. And the memes are Garfield as Sprigatio or Gatio.
Oh yes.
It's then what's his name? The crocodile from Sonic.
Yep.
As
I don't remember his name at all.
Type. And then Donald Duck as the duck. So that's made me laugh. But yeah,
it's hilarious.
Quaxley does look really cute, and I'm just like, I look at him and I go, he looks like either like a sailor or a pilot with the hair piece looking like a hat. I think that he's going. I do think that this is going to be water flying type. And my feeling is that he's probably going to evolve more and more looking like a pilot or some kind of like air captain. And I can't help but have in my head basically the birds that run the airport in Animal Crossing.
Dodos. That's funny. So you're thinking water flying type, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking Quaxly's going to be a water flying type when it finally takes its final form.
And then maybe grass fairy, right?
Grass fairy for Sprigatio, and I think that's just going to stay a normal four-legged cat. It's just going to get fluffier.
Yeah.
Bigger and fluffier. That's what I'm seeing there. It's going to be adorable throughout the forms. And then
maybe the things around the neck will turn into flowers at some point because they kind of look like leaves right now.
They've got to become flowers, right? It's got to become like this big, bushy, flowery cat.
Oh, like a lion, but with a giant mane of flowers or leaves or something, right?
Yeah,
for the final evolution.
Yeah, that's
that would be great.
I'm thinking. And then for Coco, so he's a chilled crocodile that just lets life go by. Right, that's his description. I don't see this being firefighting, and I don't see this being fire dark. I just, hands down, those are just not what I think it's going to be. My gut is probably fire ground.
What if they did something weird to us, fire electric or something?
Ooh, yeah.
It could be fire dragon as well.
That's true. And that would be kind of interesting because we haven't yet had a dragon as the dual type for starter. Then again, we haven't.
Oh, what is?
No, we have had ground. We had water ground, didn't we? Back in the
yeah, that's March Stomp as water ground.
Yeah,
Swampert.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, fire ground is what I think I would like, or fire rock. Fire rock could be fun. But yeah, I think they might be able to pull a fast one on us. Yeah. So overall, what are you thinking with this series? I mean, definitely Gen 9 feels too soon. It feels like we should be having another Let's Go game.
Yeah, Let's Go Johto, right?
Yeah,
Let's Go Johto or something like that.
It feels like the Sword and Shield online presence hasn't died down at all. And Diamond and Pearl only just came out, and we basically got nothing out of it, as an online piece. And this all just feels so fast. So I don't know. It makes me feel like I'm excited. It's a new Pokemon game. I'm going to be excited, but at the same time, I'm just feeling like I think I would have been happier with a Legends DLC, like a big DLC to drop, and then this game come next year. And I'm also dreading the fact that the internet is probably going to be flooded with people complaining about the graphical style of this game.
And that's one of the things that got me interested in the trailer, because just from the trailer that I was watching, not only are the shadows better, the tree textures are better, the lighting is better. We don't know if this is what gameplay is going to look like yet, but it looks really clean by comparison to both Arceus and Sword and Shield's Wild Area. So I think they might get it this time. I think they might finally have done something to up their graphical style,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Having a look at this, having a look at some of the things, it does look better. It does look better.
Yeah.
They're going in the right direction. Obviously, there are limitations to what they can get away with, because if they want to if they want to have all 900 odd Pokemon available, and we will go past the 1,000 mark with this game.
Yep.
That's a lot of memory alone, just on those 3D models, right? And then you've got to have the animations for each of them. Then you combine that with all the memory required for each of these models, like the tree models, the grass, the flowers, all of this stuff. It's actually quite a lot when you really think about it. And Nintendo wants to make sure all their games fit on the carts, right?
Right.
There hasn't been a Nintendo game that can't just be run off the cart without from day one. Yes, there's patches,
Right.
and without the patches, it's probably not going to work great. But you can play it, right? Unlike other games where you can get it on the cart and still have to download the rest of the game.
Yep.
Or
the discs for PlayStation.
Oh god! When I got Elden Ring, I was like, "What am I going to have to uninstall to get this?" I was amazed. I didn't have to uninstall anything, so my last uninstall clearly had just dealt with a load of space. So yeah, when you think about that as a constraint, I think they're doing a great job. I'm also kind of intrigued because I don't know if you've seen the character models fully for this one, but
no, I haven't.
The male female gender on it are both wearing exactly the same outfits.
Oh yes, I did see that.
And to be honest, I was looking at it going when I was scanning through the pictures, I couldn't tell the difference when it hopped from pictures of the boy to the girl until I noticed that there were braids, and I was like, well,
yeah,
okay.
The braid is the only way. Yep.
Yeah, and that kind of makes me feel happy because it just feels like it's a bit more relaxed. So those of our groups that are gender neutral should be able to find something that hopefully resembles them a little bit more and makes them feel a bit more comfortable with these games. It's not feeling like they're having to pick between
something binary.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So
yay! Sorry. With me wearing my they them shirt in this video.
Oh yes. Nice. But yeah, I have big hopes for this. I do think that it's going to be a pretty decent game.
I agree.
I just now have a deadline of November to complete Legends, do all kinds of stuff in Diamond and Pearl, and realize that I don't now have the time to sit and breed a perfect Diamond and Pearl team. Because this game is going to be coming out, and that's going to be my interest now for the next few months.
Yep. So, really, my hopes and dreams are a multiplayer option that is similar to the adventure raids. I really like those. And a really interesting take on the gym system. I liked the totem Pokemon stuff from Sun and Moon. And the more traditional gyms were also good from Sword and Shield, but it'd be cool if we got better puzzles. Because I like gym puzzles a lot. Yes. And then I just want to be able to, and I know this is controversial, but I want to be able to get all the Pokemon. Like, I want all 1,000 Pokemon in the game, even if they have to do it in chunks like they did with Sword and Shield, where the DLCs end up on the system and not on the cart. I can live with that. I just want to be able to keep working on my living decks in my Pokemon home.
Absolutely. So. It's already confirmed in here that Pokemon Home will be available on launch. We will be able to get Pokemon that we already have over into this game. So that's great. That's absolutely great. But yes, I'm with you. It would actually be really cool if this was if this was a region where all Pokemon just existed. Just from the get-go. That would be like absolutely insane. They've already shown that there's the weather patterns and night and day system in this as well. So I do expect that probably will result in different Pokemon popping up. Also confirmed is that to catch a Pokemon, you will have to battle it. So you will have to walk up to the Pokemon that you want to catch and initiate a battle. But you will be able to see all the Pokemon going out and about doing their things. But it makes me wonder how we will get Pokemon that are flying. Because if there are Pokemon flying on the map, we're not going to be able to just interact with them from the ground. So does this mean that we're going to get ride Pokemon again, and we'll be able to take flight and chase after them in the air?
Like in Alpha and Sapphire, right?
Yes. Well,
yeah.
You said that you haven't played Legends yet, right?
Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby. There we go. Yes, I haven't played RCS yet. Yeah.
So that's got.
I haven't played RCS yet.
That's got some pretty cool ride Pokemon, and you can fly across the map in that. I'm really hoping that they kind of just do that feature because I don't want to have. I don't want to have to waste HM moves on Pokemon to be able to do this. I like how they did it in Legends, because you just play through the story, you unlock the ride Pokemon, and then you can summon it when you need to do stuff. And job done. I want that in this game.
I would really like it to be specific. Like, so you could put like the Pokemon with flying Pokemon at the front of your inventory, and that was the Pokemon that you flew around on. That would be great. Or like in Let's Go Pikachu, where you got to mount Pokemon to ride around. I loved that too. So I really hope that we can have something like that. Being able to choose which ride Pokemon we want to use. That'd be great.
That would be pretty cool. I would like to see that, because at least then, once I've got a Pidgeotto over, I can be flying on Pidgeotto. That'd be nice. Right. Good homage right back to where it all begins.
And you work really hard and get the legendary bird, and then at the end of the game, you can fly around on your Zapdos.
Right. Or you transfer over Lugia. Not only can you then fly on Lugia, but you could go and surf.
Right? A registration system like Breath of the Wild would be great, where you could register Pokemon at like a stable in your specific ride slots. Yes. One for your flight, one for your surf, one for your, faster, your bike, essentially. That would be great.
Absolutely. Further to add to our wish list, I actually really have enjoyed the side quest, main quest system in Arceus. And I am absolutely all down to having that system in this game, where the main quest will be a mix of go get this next badge, or find this Pokemon for the professor. I want something more than just like the core run around, get the badges, fight the Elite Four. I like all this extra stuff that I can go off and do that's interesting and different, and might allow us to encounter stuff like there's actually, how much of Arceus should I spoil for you? I think I'm going to stop.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
There's a side quest which gets you a shiny Pokemon in Arceus.
Oh, that's fun.
I'm hell up for a side quest in this that might like help you discover a shiny type, and then that result in shinies spawning sporadically throughout the game. Like, until you do that side quest, shinies don't really appear. But from that point, they become a lot more readily available, let's say. Stuff like that. Stuff that gives you just a little bit of a good reason to do the side quest in addition to the core quest of the game. Yeah, I'd like to see that. But I guess for now, we're just going to be waiting until E3, which was probably when we're going to next hear about this game.
Yeah. It's not too far away, at least.
No, only a couple of months.
March, April, May, June. 3 months? Which is usually in June, like early June, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then we don't even have time to wait for the release.
No, right? Because it's going to be November.
Yeah, obviously. It's going to be November, mid-November, headed into the holiday season.
Yeah, so we'll get an update in June, then June, July, then we'll probably get something in August, or September.
Yep.
There's always something in October for it, just before it drops.
Yep.
But do you think that they're done with updates for Arceus and updates for Diamond and Pearl?
I would imagine that there aren't going to be many more updates for Diamond and Pearl. I think that game was a release it as it is. It is a faithful remake. We'll add Shaman, but we're done. I think they're moving forward. I think we might still see some stuff for Arceus. I really do. I'm not sure what, but I don't think they're done with that game entirely. I think we'll get at least one more update.
Yeah.
Probably around the time of E3, I would guess.
Hopefully. I would like just at least one more thing added into it.
Right.
But I really want them. I now have a feeling that Let's Go is not a series, and it was a one-off game.
No.
That's dead. But I would like Legends to be a series in and of itself, and I really, really, really want the next Legends to be like Celebi or Celebi and Mew. And
that would be super great.
And Kanto together for us to check around in. And
Yeah.
again, stick with this time period. I quite like the feudal Japan setting, but that would then mean that we would be able to play through, say, before and after the tower in Equity City burns down. So
that would be really
actually,
great.
like, make it a real big point in the story where it burns down. The legendary dogs are created. Ho Ho, does whatever it does to save the day, and you get this really cool moment where which changes everything in the region.
That would be amazing. I would play the hell out of that game. I would. Yeah. That sounds really fun.
I would as well. That's why I want it.
I want one more game where we finish the game, where we beat the Elite Four, and then we go to a different region. Like the Johto game. I know the games are getting really big, but like I think that would be fun.
I mean, my dream, my ultimate dream, is that we get a Pokemon MMO, all regions, and that we can freely travel around, and we can choose to be a Pokemon trainer, or a researcher, or a ranger.
Yes.
And like actually have that dynamic evolving world that can evolve with us. And it can have
breeder,
events,
Pokemon breeder.
Yeah, Pokemon breeder. And then it can have like real events going on in that big world where like some team, like Team Rocket, is now a global threat, and you have to, amass together to take them down and help, qualm these threats from these various criminal organizations around the world. It could be really fun and interesting.
Yeah, I think that those. I think they're headed in the right direction with their innovation, and hopefully we can see some of those ideas in the future. That MMO would be fantastic. I would love that.
Each region would have to be its own server for that to work.
Right.
But yeah, clearly Game Freak needs to hire us. We've got ideas, Game Freak, and we can implement them. Honest. Well, I haven't got anything else to add. How about yourself?
That's it for me.
Yeah.
That's it for me. Yep.
Okay, well then, everybody at home, let us know in the comments below what you're thinking about these games. How about the other games announced in the Direct? Is there anything that you're interested in? Anything that's cool for you? Let us know, and until next time, keep it geeky.
Keep it geeky.